Okay, let's dig into this. We've been looking at some sources that, well, they present this really striking paradox about Jesus. You have someone described, born of a virgin, this huge divine event, an angel announcing it, fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, Isaiah 7.14, Luke 1.35, it's all laid out there in the material. Foundational stuff.
Right, and yet, and this is the core of it, those literally closest to him, his own family, they really struggled to believe.
It's one of the most maybe humanizing and complex parts the material brings up. You see this incredible, supernatural start.
Totally unique.
Exactly. And then you just run headfirst into that line in John 7.5, just point blank. Even his brothers did not believe in him.
Wow, people who lived with him saw him day in, day out.
Right, which, based on what we've looked at, immediately begs the question, what was actually going on there? What's behind that?
Yeah, what's the root of that disbelief from the people you'd think would be the first to recognize him?
And maybe, for us listening, what can we learn from that? About faith, about how hard it can be to grasp divine things.
Especially when it's close to home. Like, does being too familiar sometimes make it harder, not easier, to accept something extraordinary?
That's precisely the goal for this deep dive, isn't it? To kind of unpack that, to go beyond just stating they doubted, and really explore the human side, the divine side, all woven together in this story using the material we have.
Because it wasn't just like a quiet lack of faith. The sources suggest it was more active than that. Real struggle.
Definitely.
I mean, think about it. Shared house, shared meals, watching him grow up, ordinary life.
The everyday stuff.
Then he starts his public ministry, these huge claims, doing incredible things, and his family is sort of looking at the person they knew.
And trying to square that with this.
Yeah.
With the Messiah figure he claimed to be. It's a disconnect.
A big one.
And one angle the material offers is, well, maybe it's just basic human nature hitting a divine wall, Well, maybe it's easier to accept something supernatural happening, say, far away to people you don't know. But when it's your brother, your son, right there.
That familiarity factor again.
Exactly. It might have been, paradoxically, a real barrier for them. It wasn't some distant prophet they were evaluating.
No, it was Jesus, the one they knew since he was a kid. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
And the material we looked at is helpful here, placing this in a bigger picture. This kind of wrestling. It's not presented as unique just to Jesus' family.
Oh, right. It's shown as a pretty common human thing, even for figures in the Bible, this grappling with belief.
You see it pop up again and again.
Like Sarah, right? Genesis 18. God tells her an old woman she'll have a son. What does she do?
She laughs. Her immediate gut reaction is disbelief because, well, it sounds biologically impossible.
Or think later, Thomas. John 20. He hears Jesus is resurrected.
But hearing isn't enough. Nope. He says, basically, unless I see the nail marks, put my finger there, I won't believe. He needed that physical proof.
So these are people who had direct encounters, promises from God, saw miracles, and still doubt was right there.
Absolutely. So when you see it that way, the family's struggle feels less like some unique failing and more like part of that shared human pattern. That difficulty grasping the divine, maybe.
And the sources also brought up Mary's own journey through all this. I mean, she had the ultimate inside knowledge, right? The angel, the virgin birth.
You'd think she'd be unshakable. But even she, the material suggests, had moments later on, maybe confusion or uncertainty.
Yeah, that bit in Mark 3 is pretty stark, where the family, possibly including Mary, goes to essentially restrain him.
Because they thought he was out of his mind. That's strong language. It shows real deep concern and maybe, a lack of full understanding at that moment.
Genuine confusion. But what's so powerful, and the sources track this beautifully, is the shift, the transformation.
Totally. That same Mary who was part of that confused group in Mark,
Okay.
Where do we see her later?
Acts 1. She's right there with the disciples, praying, fully on board, seemingly understanding his mission after the resurrection.
It's a complete turnaround.
Yeah.
And maybe even more striking is Jesus' brother, James.
Oh, definitely. The material really highlights him. Goes from that explicit statement in John 7, not believing,
To becoming a pillar, a key leader in the early Jerusalem church. You see it in Acts, you read his own letter. It's an incredible arc.
So what the material seems to be suggesting is that this initial doubt wasn't some fatal flaw or a mistake in the plan.
No, it's framed more as part of the human journey within that divine plan. Their path, especially James's, from skepticism to rock-solid belief.
It's shown as this powerful example of grace,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Testament to how people can move from disbelief to deep faith.
Which kind of implies that having doubts, maybe even periods where you really struggle to believe, it doesn't automatically kick you out of the story.
Not at all. It's not presented as the end. If anything, the material frames it more like an invitation.
An invitation.
Yeah, an invitation to keep seeking, keep questioning, engage with the truth as it unfolds. Because their story shows understanding isn't always instant.
Even for those who are literally right there.
Even them. Truth can reveal itself over time. It's a process.
So, reflecting on all this from the sources, the sharp contrast between the divine beginning and the very human doubt.
And seeing doubt as almost universal in the biblical narrative, with Sarah, with Thomas.
And then witnessing that amazing transformation, especially with Mary and James. It really does put our own faith journeys into perspective, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It underlines that wrestling with belief isn't like a sign of failure. It's often part of the process described throughout Scripture.
The family story becomes this case study, almost, showing how even hearts that were initially resistant.
Can be completely changed. That journey from Mary's concern to her prayerful presence, James moving from skepticism to leadership.
That's a powerful picture, isn't it? Doubt doesn't have the last word.
Exactly. It can be a step towards something deeper. A journey fueled by grace, meeting people right where they are, even in their skepticism.
It's not just flipping a switch from off to on.
No, it's shown as a gradual unfolding, a revelation.
Okay, so thinking about all this from the material, here's maybe the final thought for you listening. If Jesus's own family, people who ate with him, lived with him, saw him grow up, if they struggled so much with belief initially, what does that tell us about our own journeys? About the nature of faith itself, and maybe how God's plan, how truth really works, revealing itself, unfolding, sometimes slowly over time?